Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a quick second to introduce you to the course, kind of tell you what we're expecting in week one so that we can all be on the same page for what we need to have done by the end of the week. Uh, I want to start though by talking a little bit about voting. We of course have a presidential election coming up shortly, and it's important that everybody who can vote has an opportunity to vote. So the election is on November 3rd. And if you are eligible to vote, or if you may be eligible to vote, I highly recommend you go ahead and register. If you're going to be 18 by election day and you are otherwise qualified to vote, then you will be able to vote. So what you need to do if you have never registered to vote before is you can go online. There's a lot of resources to help you out. You print out a form, you fill it out, and you either mail it in or take it in person to your county office so they can get you registered to vote. You need to do that at least 30 days before the election, and with some unease surrounding the postal situation, it's probably better to take care of that sooner rather than later. But it is really important that everyone go ahead and vote if you're legally eligible to. We talk a lot about voting and the importance of it, and I'm going to be the first person to tell you that sometimes voting doesn't feel all that important because we tend to focus so much on the presidency. And there are so many people voting in a presidential election that you sometimes feel like your vote doesn't count, especially if you happen to be a member of the party that in your state is unlikely to prevail. However, I will point out that in Texas, we vote for everything, all the way down, and somewhat jokingly, but all the way down to dog catcher. So whatever your political affiliation is, whatever your beliefs are, voting can have a big impact, especially in the elections farther down the ballot. For example, this is a unique year. Normally, we have the local elections, the city council elections, at a different time than we have the general election. So we have the local elections earlier, a few months ago is when they were supposed to take place. But because of COVID, we delayed the general elections to give the election offices more time. Many of the cities did, not all. And so this year, for the first time in my lifetime and perhaps ever in Texas, we are going to be able to vote for a full slate, everybody from the president all the way down to members of your city council. This is exciting for me because this year I decided to run for city council in my hometown. And so this is going to be an opportunity for me and for my wife to show up and vote in an election, be able to cast a ballot for the president and a ballot all the way down to City Council Place 6, which is what I'm running for. So I strongly recommend that you get out there and vote. None of you probably live in Midlothian, Texas, so my personal campaign doesn't matter to you. But in your own communities, there's going to be similar situations. And even if your city didn't delay the elections, there's going to be county offices that are important to you. Now, one of the questions you might have is how can I figure out who's voting and learn a little bit more about it? If you live in a larger city, it's a bit easier. You can generally find information through newspapers and things like that where they'll recommend candidates, allow them to participate in forums. One thing you can do is go to the county elections website. You can get a sample ballot so you can at least see who's running and then do a little bit of research. Find out what contested seats there are and figure out who you might identify with. But I would encourage you to vote, and I would encourage you, if you are going to be eligible to vote, to go ahead and get registered as quickly as possible. Make sure nothing bad happens with that. Now let's go on to what's happening this week. So this is our introductory week. I'm keeping things very light. I'm expecting some people have technology issues. All of us are going to have issues getting used to Blackboard, getting used to working online. So I'm not doing really anything that substantive. Mostly we're just doing introduction this week. So I posted a video, just a brief introductory video telling you about myself. Please go ahead and view that. I also went over the syllabus for you. Please make sure you watch that video. It's not as much fun as the other stuff maybe, but it's very important that you understand your syllabus and what's going on with that. Also, then we had the party quiz. The party quiz is I think, kind of fun. It's 15 questions, something like that. Quick questions, just going back and forth. I read them out to you. You fill it out. You grade yourself. You figure out which party you most closely identify with. And then as a final thing, we also had the IRAC quiz. The IRAC quiz, it's a thinking tool. It's how they train lawyers to think, and I'm sharing that with you to help you have a tool in your tool belt for how to critically think. I ask that you watch that as well because we'll be using those skills throughout the semester. So go ahead, log in, watch all the videos. Now, as far as assignments go, there is no quiz this week. We haven't covered anything substantive, so I'm not going to make you take one of those fake quizzes like what's my email address. I'm going to stick to no quiz this week. However, there is one assignment you can get credit for this. I posted, there's a discussion forum that's posted, you'll find it in lessons, on that party quiz. And all you need to do is tell me what score you got on it, and if that sounds right, or if you feel surprised as to what happened, if you learned something new about maybe what the party stand for, you plug that in there, and I can go ahead and give you credit for completing one of the assignments. For the week, that gets you 100, starts off the semester right. Easy way to get a quick grade in this class without having to work too hard. So I would strongly recommend everybody do it so we can hit off quickly and well in this course. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to answer anything to the best of my ability. I might not have the answer to your technical questions, and I know that's probably going to be a good part of it, but at least I can help look and maybe direct you to the person who might be able to answer that more accurately. So thank you for your time. I look forward to next week getting a bit more into the substantive portion of this class and jumping into really the reason we're here. Why does government exist? What is federalism? How was our country founded? I think we're going to have a pretty good time, and I'm looking forward to this. So thank you very much, and have a good week.